new federal investigation into 2 ICE agents after a man was shot in Minneapolis.
The shooting sparked these furious protests on the north side last month. An agent opened fire after he claimed he was attacked by people with shovels and brooms.
But now, as Uba Ali reports, the head of ICE says that video evidence appears to show 2 separate officers lied about what happened.
A federal chase ended here with an ICE officer shooting a man in the leg. 2 men were accused of assaulting that officer. Charges were dropped yesterday. And today, ICE Director Todd Lyons says both men are on administrative leave, adding lying under oath is a serious federal offense. Initially, the feds said Alfredo Alejandro Aljorna and Julio Cesar Sosa Solis attacked them with a broom and a shovel. Court documents say an agent fired his weapon while blocking strikes hitting Solis. A Facebook live stream from that night appears to capture people on the phone with police. At one point, a woman says in Spanish, "When we shut the door, they fired shots." Now, ICE Director Todd Lyons says video evidence appears to show both officers made false statements. In a statement, he said, "The men and women of ICE are entrusted with upholding the rule of law," adding violations of this sacred sworn oath will not be tolerated. The statement goes on to say once the investigation is over, both officers could face termination or potential criminal prosecution. In North Minneapolis, Uba Ali, WCCO News.
Protesters charged with disrupting a church service all pleaded not guilty this afternoon. And that was the crowd that met them outside the courtroom this afternoon. The White House touted their arrest after a protest during a Sunday service in St. Paul last month. A pastor at that church works for ICE. Former CNN host Don Lemon, who covered the protest as a journalist, also pleaded not guilty.
Like all of you here in Minnesota, the great people of Minnesota, I will not be intimidated. I will not back down. I will fight these baseless charges, and I will not be silent.
Footage you'll see only on WCCO shows the arrest of another person who took part in the protest. It shows federal agents, one with a long gun, coming to their door. The man they arrested is running for elected office, and he told our Reg Chapman why he did what he did.
The old saying, if they don't know that you care, they don't care what you know. And so it's really important that you show up in community and for community.
Jamil Lundy says he was doing just that. When he and 3 dozen protesters disrupted Sunday services at the city's church in St. Paul. They were there because the church's pastor, David Easterwood, is the director of the local ICE field office. Lundy is a candidate for state senate in District 65, which covers parts of St. Paul.
A lot of folks who seek an office or seeking power, that folks in the community know that they can call you, that you will show up for their issues as well. What's occurred to activists across the nation is really a pretext to take away people's ability to disagree with their government. And I think it's crucial that we maintain that ability, regardless on how you feel about whatever disagreement we have with our government, that we're able to voice those disagreements, especially if it's nonviolent.
In a statement, City's Church said a group of agitators accosted members of our congregation, frightened children, and created a scene marked by intimidation and threat. They also said the conduct was shameful, unlawful, and will not be tolerated.
I was, told that at the current rate, we do not have an arrest warrant out for you. Our attorney was notified them, hey, if there should be an arrest warrant issue, we are prepared to turn ourselves in.
That didn't happen. Federal agents showed up at his door to arrest him. His wife, St. Paul City Council member Anika Boyd, answered the door.
I mean, it was frightening just waking up in the morning at 6 a.m., and just seeing armed agents, a whole SWAT team, and banging on the window and just saying, let us in, let us in.
Once released from custody, Lundy had this to say.
The president running for office is to take risks, is to stand up for folks who are also being persecuted.
Come on.
This is a First Amendment question here, and I want folks to stay focused on that.
With photojournalist Chris Cruz, Reg Chapman, WCCO News.
The White House border czar said increased cooperation is one of the reasons they ended the ICE operation. But the Hennepin County Sheriff said that she hasn't changed anything.
I wouldn't make a deal to hide it from the public. If I decided to change something, then I better darn sure believe in it, and I better be able to say it face to face to the people.
One of the main sticking points with the feds was letting immigration agents know when an undocumented person has finished serving their jail sentence. Many county sheriffs across the state say they were already doing just that. 9 sheriffs told WCCO that nothing about their operations has changed since the start of Operation Metro Surge. The conflicting messages from the feds and local officials, that's coming up all new at 5.
Staggering numbers released today on the economic fallout from the recent ice surge. Jeff Wagner joins us now from the live desk. He heard from Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey today. So, Jeff, what did we learn?
Aaron, the mayor painted a pretty bleak picture. The city did an impact assessment for ICE's Operation Metro Surge, and for January alone, Minneapolis was impacted to the tune of $203 million, $47 million of which was lost wages for people afraid to go to work, $81 million in revenue losses for small businesses and restaurants, and $4.7 million in hotel cancellations through the summer. The city estimates 76,000 people, or nearly 1 in 5 Minneapolis residents, need some form of relief. Some city councilors are proposing to create a small business relief fund worth $5 million, and the money would come from the Downtown Assets Fund. Mayor Jacob Frey today said the city doesn't have free money, and anything that goes out would need to be replaced through taxes or cutting city services. He wants to go a different route.
Minneapolis taxpayers should not be left to foot the bill of this situation that has been created by the federal government. And so we're calling on the federal government to fully step up, to provide direct financial assistance to our city, to stabilize our small businesses, and to help residents recover.
The Minneapolis Foundation is prepared to help small businesses statewide. It's taking applications for grants right now. And we'll show you a cafe weathering a steep drop in business, eager to welcome any financial help. That part of the story all new at 6, Aaron.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. Well, today, dozens of restaurant workers and owners responded to the announcement that the ice surge is ending.
They say the federal operation has cost them dearly. John Lordson was there as the group announced a series of demands.
Well, the group is calling these the 5 demands of 86 ICE. In the hospitality industry, 86 means to kick somebody out of a bar or restaurant. This morning, the organization called Restaurant Opportunity Center and CTUL, a worker-led organization, held a press conference outside Hospitality Minnesota headquarters in downtown Minneapolis. They want Hospitality Minnesota to respond to their 86 ICE demands post-surge. Some of those demands include plans to ensure workplace safety, denying entry to ICE in restaurants without a valid judicial warrant, and welcoming back employees without issue who have been too scared to come to work.
As a restaurant owner, I can only say that I cannot have a business if my staff doesn't show up. Without my staff, without any restaurant staff, owners have nothing.
It is necessary that we demand workplace protections now, because when we demand what we want, we will get it.
And the group says they've sent about 2,000 letters to Hospitality Minnesota, but have not heard back about their 86 ICE demands. Now, this press conference and rally is really twofold. It comes as the surge is ending, but also is timed out to happen right before Valentine's Day weekend, which they say is one of the busiest weekends in downtown Minneapolis for bars and restaurants. In Minneapolis, John Lordson, WCCO News.